Gentlemen, most people try and change their life by changing their actions, but the real change happens when you believe or change who you believe you are first. This is what I call identity priming. Now imagine you move somewhere new. No one knows you, no one knows your past, and no one knows your habits. What kind of person could you be? What kind of person could you present yourself as? You could be someone completely new. You don't have to be the same person anymore. You could be someone redefined. It's not about faking, not about pretending, but it's about living who you want to live as. It's about choosing the version of you that you want to be. That freedom, you already have it, but you just don't use it. Now, identity priming is seeing yourself as the person that you want to be without having the proof to back it up yet. The work doesn't start when you become that man. The work starts before it. The work starts when you decide you're already him and you start behaving in that way. But most people let their actions define their identity. But it really should be the other way around. It should be your identity defines your actions. Now, a lot of people are tied down by what I like to call identity anchors. These are things in your life that have kept you a certain way, a certain belief system. These have kept you to be the person that you are today. These may these may be memories. These may have come from people telling you certain things. This may have happened when you were in school or before it. This may have happened after it. This may happen at a workplace. But the core idea is these are moments, experiences, and memories that keep you trapped and contained into a smaller version of yourself. Maybe someone embarrassed you. Maybe they told you you weren't good enough. Maybe you failed once and just decided to give it up completely. Or maybe it's simple as people know this as your core identity. People know who you are now. This is what they expect from you. And you have to keep this role up. You have to keep this character up. Now, in my past videos, I've talked about being a musician, on want to be a rock star, and this kind of mentality it was dangerous for me at the time. I didn't really focus on a long-term goal. All I did was write songs, come home, write songs. That was it, pretty much. I didn't go to the gym. I always wanted to. I always wanted to start a business, but I didn't. I wasn't concerned with the long term because I knew I was going to get a record deal. I knew I was going to get money. I knew I was going to make it, make billions, right? And everyone knew me that way. My friends knew me that way. My family knew me as that way. I was the music man. I was obsessed with music. Now I can say for myself, for a large portion of my life, I thought I had to stay that way. I thought I had to be the rock star. I thought I had to be that, uh, the ruthless image, raw aggression. I thought I couldn't do things. I couldn't go to the gym because what rock star goes to the gym, right? And I thought, oh well, I can't do this because what rock star does that. And these were the things that kept me small. These were the things that kept me from progressing. I have a notable experience by how this relates. When I grew up, I was never interested in smoking. I was never interested in drinking. I was never interested in drugs. But the music, I felt like I really had to be a part of that scene. I felt like I had to smoke weed. I felt like I had to drink alcohol. I felt like I had to smoke. I felt like I had to be that rock star. And not just by saying a rock star, I had to show the image of too. I was never a drinker, but I started to drink more than usual. I started to smoke more than usual. I started to inhibit behaviors which I didn't even like about myself. I was very angry. I was a very emotional young man. And I thought I was very stoic at the time. I thought I was very calm, collected, and controlled. Funnily enough, I wasn't. And no one else thought the same way about me. Everyone else thought I was that same hothead. Let me tell you a story. In 2022, I shaved my head completely bald. I mean, I was bald. I'll see if I can get a picture. Anyway, I worked at this place, and the lad there that I joined, he said, "Oh, I thought you were gonna kick the shit out of me. I thought you were gonna beat me up. You look like a thug." I couldn't believe it. I was such a sweetheart. I was such a gentleman. So I thought. But obviously, I didn't seem that way to other people. People thought I was a bit of a mean man. So this was a pivotal point in understanding I can change whoever I want to be. I don't want to be a thug, but if I wanted to be a thug, all I had to do was change my image. All I had to do was act a certain way, right? I remember I wore a coat in that area. I remember I used to wear these cagoules. It was in the summer, mind you. I used to wear these cagoules and jackets and coats, whatever. I loved them. And the lady there said, "You look like Liam Gallagher." Now, to me, I used to listen to Liam Gallagher a lot. And when she said I looked like him, a part of me felt validated. Strangely. Now I look back and realized I wasn't my own man. And I realized I was walking in his footsteps. I wanted to be him. And the countless people I've seen from Facebook and Instagram, whoever, band nights I've went to, band events, and they try and dress like him, look like him, talk like him, it's kind of sad. It really is kind of sad, especially when they're 28, 29, 30, 40, 50. Don't even get me started. Like when I was talking about the Wellens. So you can imagine when I wanted to get in business that same year, I had this identity anchor that I had to break. I had to break away from this identity anchor that people are tied to me now. People know this as me. I am music. They know this man. But I knew I couldn't beat him anymore with doing business. And back then, to be honest, I did go a little overboard. I did forget who I was. I started to do business more and I started to kind of forget what I was really doing. Change is important. Identity anchors are real. But you got to be careful to not reduce your old self and really get rid of him completely. Because he is you. He is your genuine self. So if you get rid of him, you've got nothing left. You've only got, well, whatever skills you got. And the skills you got can only mean so much because people watch you for you. People like you for you. Your friends like you for you. They don't like you for what you can do, I would hope. Your family doesn't love you for what you can do. They love you for you. And over time, you start building stories around yourself. I'm not that type of person. What if I fail? I'm too late, too early, too fat, I'm too thin. And eventually, you stop questioning those stories. You start to believe them. Identity priming forces you to see yourself differently. And when you see yourself differently, you act differently. And when you act differently, you're given no choice but to change. It forces you to be so different from how you've been in the past. Here's a practical exercise. Now ask yourself, what stories have I been telling myself? What have I already decided that I can't do? And who told me that? Now practice something I like to call identity writing. This is where you write down who you would like to be this week or this month. If you were already the version of yourself that you want to become, how would you walk? How would you talk? How would you greet people? What would you work on? What kind of things would you do? What would you stop tolerating? And what would you actually go after? And don't censor this. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else but yourself. It just has to feel true to you. Because you don't become that person later. You become that person the moment you decide. And you have to prove it with action. Identity first. Figure out the kind of man you want to be. Action second. Figure out how you're going to be that man. And as a result, your life will change. Because 99% of people wait for permission to be the person that they want to be. But you just have to decide. Also, I'm working on a 90-day reset system for men who are sick of negotiating with themselves. If this is you, stick around. So, gentlemen, thank you for watching. I know you'll make it in the end.